Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 7th of July. This week begins with the powerful interchange between the Sun and Pluto, which dominated last week, still in effect on Monday. This is a tricky influence. It suggests that we should avoid areas of high crime or hanging out with people who have perhaps got dubious backgrounds, or perhaps influences that are not so good. Again, stick very much within the rules of your particular state or country. However, there is a fantastic link that does develop between the Sun and Saturn this week. The Sun in Cancer is very healing potentially. It's about being caring. The constructiveness of Saturn is that it helps us to focus on what's really essential. So with the neat driving energy of the Sun in its caring mode, and of course it's a leader sign, a cardinal sign in Cancer, and then its link with Saturn in Scorpio suggests that something can shape up this week, really tangible, which can be long lasting. The Sun also bounces back from last week's difficult exchange with Pluto, forging a lovely link with Venus. Now this is more subtle, it's a semi-sextile, and Venus continues in Gemini. So it does suggest that even though there can be this caringness and this practicality, a little bit of playfulness won't go amiss too. And in fact, Venus is forging a beautiful link with Mars, which of course continues in Libra. So if you are an air or fire sign, this could be a very positive week for your love life, so do be proactive. But for all signs, this can have a very good influence, just perhaps in slightly different ways in each case. Now, as this week draws to a close, there is a potent full moon, which occurs in Capricorn. A Capricorn full moon asks us to be realistic, but it's obviously opposite the Cancerian Sun. So we have the axis of the 4th and the 10th houses exposed here. So anything to do with work-life balance may be something you want to try and grapple with. Mercury moves also back from Gemini back into Cancer on Saturday. Now, Mercury in Cancer is not happy particularly, but of course because of the retrograde it's now going forwards again. So some of the things that perhaps happened at the end of May or in early June, which caused the stumble, can now be overcome, but it does require us to be focused on the details, to communicate effectively, to make sure we manage our paperwork, emails, text messages in a very cautious way. And as you come to this end of this week, there is some other exciting news because Jupiter is preparing to move into a new sign next week, the sign of Leo, where it hasn't been for 12 years. And I'll be telling you more about that in detail next week itself. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.